Guess who's back? Back again. Shepka's back. Tell some friends. Nathan Shepka, Nathan Shepka, Nathan Shepka, Nathan Shepka. A little while ago, I reviewed a movie called Holiday Monday by Nathan Shepka. I absolutely adored it. Myself and my daughter Ruby, we watched it. We got a real kick out of this movie. It was low budget. It was fantastic. It was a good time had by all. So when I realized he had made a new movie called When Darkness Falls, which is like a horror thriller, kind of hiking in the hills kind of movie, I was absolutely going to watch the crap out of it. I absolutely did watch the crap out of it. Today, we are going to be talking about When Darkness Falls. Yes, that's right. My name is Kevin Howland. This is Nerdly Out Loud, and we are your official channel for nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all of your news, reviews, and exclusive interviews. We like to cover everything from the big budget to the low budget to the no budget, with a special keen interest on the lower end of the scale. A little while back, when writer-producer Tom Jolliffe, I've probably totally ruined that. If I've butchered your name, I am very, very sorry. But yeah, the writer and producer got in touch with me to tell me about When Darkness Falls. And then when I realized it was directed by Shepka, I was like, dude, it's Nathan Shepka, of course I'm going to watch it. But then I look back at this writer-producer's credits, Tom Jolliffe's credits, and my god, he has got a hell of a list. I imagine we've probably reviewed half of these movies on Nerdly, which is awesome. So When Darkness Falls was a win for me. I had to sit down and watch it when I could. And now I've seen it, now I get to review it, and now we get to talk about it. But first of all, do all those wonderful, amazing things, which is where I ask you to like and subscribe to this channel. I also ask you to hit that notification bell. It will let you know whenever I drop an episode, and it all helps with the YouTube algorithm. We're trying to get out there a little bit more, trying to push this content a little bit more, and get these movies seen. This is a movie that I believe, much like Holiday Monday, needs to be seen. So please do all those amazing things. Let people know about us. If you don't want to do any of the liking and the clicking and the commenting and stuff like that, then just go tell a friend. Just walk outside, tell somebody who walks past the door and say, look, you look like a kind of guy that likes movies. This guy likes movies, he reviews movies, he talks about movies. Get on this channel and like his channel. Let's get into When Darkness Falls. This is taking far too long for the preamble. Let's get into the review and talk about this movie, When Darkness Falls. Shepka's back. Tell some friends. Now, if you're a fan of the channel, you might know how I do these things, but I'm going to rattle it off for you anyway. And if you just hate watch the channel, that's awesome too. It's views, I love them. So yeah, the way I normally do these kind of things is I like to just talk about the plot of the movie, move into the cast and characters of the movie, talk about what I did and what I didn't like about the movie, and then get into my final Nerdly Out Loud rating, which is my rating, not the rating of Nerdly as a whole. But, you know the rest. I should get that on a t-shirt, shouldn't I? Like, I should get a t-shirt with that on instead of, that's my Nerdly Romford t-shirt. So When Darkness Falls is the story of Jess and Andrea, two young girls who are off on a little hike into the wilderness. They've decided to go up into Scotland and climb through the hills, because who wouldn't want to do that? The hills are beautiful and gorgeous and everything like that, and nobody bad lives up in the Scottish Highlands. So that's where they are going to go. They're going to have a little walk around and just enjoy the scenery. But while they're out and about and getting back in touch with each other and learning things about each other, they bump into these two guys. And these two guys, as we know as an audience, because we've already seen from earlier on, are not exactly the best guys to be bumping into. They are a couple of wrong-uns. And they are on sort of like this trek of like burglary throughout the Highlands and the hills and towns and stuff like that, and they're taking people's money, and they're just a couple of shitbags. So they bump into them in a local pub, and things kind of start to go downhill from there. Jess ends up leaving Andrea with the guys as she goes off because she don't want none of that. She's just like, I ain't having none of this, I'm off, I'm going to go and finish this hike. So she goes away, but one of the guys kind of follows her, and so she's like trying to get away from him, and he's a bit of an ass. You kind of cut back to Andrea, and you realize that the guy that she's with is a little bit, rapey. So basically, Jess ends up coming back to the pub, Andrea is gone, and now she has to find her friend. And that's what the story of the movie is. It goes from there. She's trying to find her friend, she's trying to rescue her from whatever nefarious plot these guys have for her, and they are going to just be a couple of shitbags, and that is the movie. It's a little bit of a dark psychological thriller in the hills, So yeah, it does what it says on the tin. Let's talk about the cast and crew. Starting with our two, shall we say, protagonists, the girls. We have Andrea and Jess. Jess played by Michaela Longden and Andrea played by Emma O'Hara. I thought both these girls are absolutely brilliant. I've seen Michaela Longden in a couple of other things recently. Nicole Potts Asphyxiate, I really liked her in that. Eating Miss Campbell, she had a good little part in that. Like, I really quite like this actress, but I also know that this actress is British, and she's putting on a bit of an accent that I thought at times, not all the time, but at times was slightly ropey. However, I thought both girls were doing a great job. I liked Michaela Longden in this film. I really liked Emma O'Hara, especially towards the tail end of the movie. Like, I think they both get a lot to do. They show a lot of chops, and Michaela Longden is sort of more, she has more to do in the film, if you know what I mean. So she gets to show a little bit more of what she can do, and I liked that. I thought she was excellent in this film. So our two resident shitheels, we have got Nathan Shepkas as Nate, and we have got Ben Brinicum as Beck. I like both these guys. Nathan Shepkas, like, love him or hate him, I think he's a decent little actor. I really like what he's doing here, and he's pulling double duty with the director and the actor, so it's all good, but he kind of just makes you want to hate him, and I guess that's a good role. I guess he's done his job well, because you kind of do hate him. He's just a bit of an ass. And Ben Brinicum, he is sort of like, it seems like he's a little bit more of a wet blanket than Nate, but he sort of starts coming through, and yeah, he's not as he's not as innocent as he might lead you to believe. And then you've got Craig McEwen in there, who plays the role of Tommy. I quite like this role. I don't want to talk too much about this role because I'm trying not to give any spoilers, but yes, all the cast are doing what they're supposed to do. They're making me enjoy this movie, and I'm having fun with it. So let's just get on with it. Let's talk about what I did and didn't like. And my first main like that I got from this movie is that Nathan Shepkas, as a director, has actually taken quite a big step here. Holiday Monday, I really did like it, but I liked it for the fact that it was silly, it was fun, it was an action movie sort of with its tongue in its cheek, and I could get behind that and I could really enjoy what I was watching. I love that kind of thing, the little idiosyncrasies of that movie. But here you have some of those idiosyncrasies, however, he's elevated it, and I don't know if it's just like because you're in Scotland and Scotland looks beautiful, try and make Scotland look like shit, you're gonna fail, but it looks fantastic. It really looks like there's a budget to this movie. I'd imagine there was a budget, but not a massive one. But it looks like there's a healthy budget here at play. We've got some really nice drone shots. We've got some nice scenery shots. And then even some of the close-ups and when you're coming in, there's learning gone on here. And that's what I like to see. If there's one thing I love to see, it's a director or an actor or a producer or a project that has gone from strength to strength. You learn and you elaborate. You learn and you elaborate. Nathan Shepkas has done that here. I can't wait to see what he does next. I'm really looking forward to that. I do think the script is a little bit hokey at times, but it doesn't have to be like Christopher Nolan. It doesn't have to be David Fincher levels of mind fuckery or everything. Like, it just needs to be a nice script that moves along. There are some lines of dialogue that made me go, really? You're going to say that now? Are you going to do that now? That's what you're thinking in your head now? But I can get beyond that. I can get past that because I'm just enjoying the movie and I'm being entertained. And at the end of the day, that's all I ever ask for when I sit down to watch a film. Entertainment. I love the cast. I think all of them are doing a great job. Are they perfect? No, they're not perfect. Is anything perfect? Is the movie perfect? No, it's not perfect. There are moments that did make me sit there and go, what are you doing? But for the most part, I just enjoyed it. Sometimes you just have to enjoy a movie for the movie. With that said, I am going to mention one thing that I didn't really like. Michaela Longden's accent, man. I got past it after a while, but at the start of this movie, it was a little bit jarring. And this is an actress that I know can pull out a performance. If you want to see what this woman can do, you need to check out Asphyxiate. I mentioned it earlier. Check it out. It's a fantastic little short, and she is great in it. So I might as well just get into my final rating because I did genuinely enjoy this movie. And I think it's no surprise, because I loved Holiday Monday. I thought it was great. Some of the movies that I've seen from this writer as well, I've looked through his IMDb and I see a lot of movies there that I recognize and I actually enjoyed. So that's great to see that this whole thing can keep going. I really want to see these guys work together again, see what they come up with. Holiday Monday 2 has got to be incoming, but for me, I'm going to slap a 4 out of 5 on this movie. When Darkness Falls deserves your time. You have got to watch this movie and just enjoy it. Just let yourself, let the negativity or the hate watching or the trolling of any movie that you didn't like wash over you, and watch this movie and enjoy it for what it is. It's a dark psychological thriller. It has really good twists towards the end that I don't really want to get into because spoilers, but it does have really good twists towards the end that I didn't really see coming. It kind of got me by surprise. So, job done. 4 out of 5, When Darkness Falls. You need to check this movie out. Watch it as soon as you get a chance. Nathan Shepkas, keep doing what you're doing, because honestly, this is another level above from Holiday Monday. And I say that as someone who loved Holiday Monday for what it was. I love this for what it is. But I suppose you've taken that next step up, and the fact that you've made a really, really nice looking movie, a fantastic movie that makes sense. Fully enjoyed this film. Please do check it out. My name's Kevin Howland. This has been Nerdly Out Loud. And remember, if there's one thing I love more than anything, it's being entertained. And this movie is bloody entertaining. So please go watch it. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, ding that notification bell. I am out. 4 out of 5, When Darkness Falls. Put it on the poster.